administration, you can try, I'm trying to imagine putting myself now to become an MC in this kind of a big, huge function. And I've not mentioned the hosts yet because I'm reserving that one for Jeff Koinange. Please, let's put our hands together for that. Thank you much, very much indeed. Anytime now, I know we are expecting the Prime Cabinet Secretary, MMM. Yes? Moses? Musalia? Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. But you know now, tunasema ugali inatoka wapi? Yeah? Isn't it? From the father, Moses. Yes? Mudavadi. So thank you very much indeed. Anytime now you'll be coming. We don't want to recognize all of you, but I do trust the majority of the people we have here are actually UoN alumni. And we are so happy that you have found time to be with us, and very soon we'll be beginning. But before you do so, our own university band, and this is our student, please give us a number as I put now my list of appreciation together. Let's put our hands together for the university band. Thank you very much. for University of Bath. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, please, may I please have your attention because I may recognize you, you not, and it's going to escape you. Let's again put our hands together for the University of Nairobi Students Band. Thank you. We recognize the Honorable Aris Wahome, the CS Minister of Lands, Public Works. Let's not be mean with our hands clapped. Please, let's clap. She's also going to clap for you. Yeah, thank you. Dr. Bimaro Cantaria, we can recognize you, but you are lucky to recognize once more. Let's put our hands together for Bimaro Cantaria, the CEO of Aragon. Rita Vache, who is the CEO of Isuzu East Africa. Wherever you are so that you can recognize you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you indeed. Nancy Wanjau, the CEO of Family Bank and accompanied by the founder of Family Bank, that is Mr. Muya. Please let's put us together for the Family Bank. Thank you indeed. We also have Mr. Zing Wanchieng, President Gua. Yeah, President. Yeah, wherever you are, please let's up your hand and let's recognize. Thank you very much indeed. We also appreciate the distinguished presence of Michael Wright, who is the GIRAD Senior Director of Medical Affairs. Wherever you are, let's please clap for the gentleman. We recognize her Excellency, the Ambassador of Portugal. We had a long chat with her. Please, let's clap for our ambassador, wherever she is, please. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We also have the Ambassador of Turkey, who is in the house now. Thank you very much indeed. Let's now recognize the Ambassador of Turkey. Thank you very much indeed. Where, again, we say this is why you went to the University of Nairobi. Justice Renaura. We are recognizing you once again. Please let's put us together for Justice Renaura. We recognize the distinguished presence of the CEO of the East African Education Publishers, Mr. Kiarie Kamau, who is also the president of the Kenya Public Association. Please let's put together for that gentleman. Thank you. We recognize the distinguished presence of Microsoft, represented by Irene Givenji. Microsoft, wherever you are, please, let's put our hands together for Microsoft. Thank you indeed. We also have Matthew Kaikai, who is from the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs. Please, let's thank you very, oh, wow. Thank you, Kaikai. We also have Arnold Suget, who is the Ambassador of France, who is in the house. Let's put our hands together for the Ambassador. Thank you, Your Excellency, for joining us. We also represented here the Kenya Commercial Bank. The CEO is in the house. Let's recognize the CEO, KCB. Thank you. We also have the High Commission of Bananos, represented here by Williams. Let's put our hands together for Williams, His Excellency. We also recognize the distinguished presence of Justice Musimi. Justice Musimi, wherever you are, please, let's recognize Justice Musimi. He is in the house. Yes, I can see the Dean, Faculty of Education, Faculty of Law is very happy that your student is in the house. Recognize yourself too. Thank you very much indeed. We have recognized many more in the question. Doing so, I am informed now in the very few minutes, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, will be in the house. So please, be ready. In the meantime now, our distinguished, our caterers, please, let's continue now giving the wipe so that we are ready now for the big eating before we now go to the big five. Let's put us again together for all that. Asansen sana. The band, please continue the music. distinguished entry of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. Let's put our hands together, even as we see the President is people. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. As I said, Sana, you may now please take. Thank you. Thank you, sir. You may please take your seat. Thank you. Thank you, our student band. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so happy that you are able now to have time now to be with us. Thank you, our Prime Cabinet Secretary, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, an alumni of the University of Nairobi, is in the house. Let's put our hands together for the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Our Chancellor, sir, I know God get used to that. Here we recognize Mr. Chancellor, sir, and therefore, thank you very much indeed for bringing together this kind of distinguished guest in our midst. We are now going to start our program. It will take a very short time, but we really must first of all eat before, and we eat well, and we eat big before we can get the big four from the Chancellor. And therefore, I'll be requesting now that we call upon, yes, we shall call upon our band, together with our choir, to lead us, okay, in prayers. These prayers will be in form of our national anthem, the East African anthem, and the university anthem, as the Serena team is now serving us with the soup. So may I now request all of us, Prime Cabinet Secretary, to be upstanding for the prayers come anthems.
May we all shine up before, hoping the ivory tower with sacrifice and dedication. Our problems will overcome. With sacrifice and dedication, our problems will overcome. We are the fount of knowledge.
your seat as the choir continues with some entertainment. As we now get served our starters, please, Serena team, let's continue. Our starters, thank you. we like to now go for some service. Table number 1, please. If the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor to lead the Prime Cabinet Secretary for the service. We have enough food, so we don't want to restrict anybody. So Cabinet Secretary, Education, Justice Leonora, thank you, please. Join the Cabinet, the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Ashes, please provide way. Thank you, thank you. I kindly request table number 2, table number 3, and table number 7 to please join the team. Table number 2, table number 3, and table number 7 to kindly join that team. The rest, please let's wait for the service, then we'll be able now to recognize you. Table number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 7. DJ, band, please give us a number as they get the service.
Niwasi. Sure.
Niwasi,
take a photo when you are now struggling with that bone, isn't it? Okay, professional ethics, eh? And we'll give you time when you are going to take those other photos. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, as we recognize the presence of Dr. Tony Omanza, the Kenya Innovation Agency, Professor Daniel Mugendi, Vice Chancellor, University of Embu, Professor Peter Mbidi. Now, do you have the Vice Chancellor Emeritus? Or it is the former Vice Chancellor, University of Embu. Let's put us together. I know it's been for that. Thank you, Professor Mbidi, for being with us here. The University of Nairobi Executive Board members, thank you for gracing this occasion. The members of Senate, I recognize the number of you. Isaac Awondo, the chairman of Alumni Association of the University of Nairobi, thank you very much indeed. And the others, as we go on, I will still keep on recognizing. May I now request table number 4, table number 5, and table number 8. Table 4, 5, 6, and 8. You may please proceed using that exit. Please, ushers, direct those tables. Yes, table number 4. Yeah, table number, yes, table number 5, number 6, and 8. Please, you may proceed for the service as we continue now with our entertainment. And if you have just come in and you like recognition, please let me know. That is why I'm here. Yes, Professor Odote, I recognize you. At least for you, I know you. You have now come. Professor Nyagito, thank you. I recognize, yes. Professor Daniel Mugendi, we have recognized you in absentia. Thank you, all the way from Embu. Yes, thank you indeed. Asante. Yes, as the bird comes in, Ambassador Isaiah Kavera, I recognize you. Ambassador Mbosire, I recognize. Even Wasu is here actually, represented by the chairman and also the Secretary General. Please just raise wherever you are and just thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Asante. As far as my eyes can see you, I will recognize you. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes,
9, 10, and 11, when I get the signal that the queue is not too long. I don't want Dr. Isaiah, my colleague, journalist colleague, Ambassador Isaiah, to go and queue for a long time, yeah? Unless, of course, Professor Kanyinga, you want to insist. I'm sure you don't want to insist on queuing, eh? You remember Kirimara, I'm sure very well how you used to do it, eh? Yes, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, band, please give us that other number to whet their appetite as they wait.
Thank you.
Thank you.
that he's still minding. So make sure that he's still good. And make sure that I'm not seeing him. Elijah Wandi, thank you. Let's put us together for the PS mining. Elijah Wandi. We also thank the Congress, Jeffrey Kaituko, the PS Maritime and Shipping. Thank you. We are so happy that you are here. That's my through economy, once again. And Madam Veronica Rufa, I saw her. And she, oh, please, why don't you guys arise? You know, we must go there. You are in charge of performance contracting and public service. Thank you very much indeed. I'm sure after a year, we're going to get to the final. So thank you very much indeed. Now, you know, the universal knowledge of talent. Other than what you see here as a student, I wish we had a bigger ballroom. So, Mr. Chancellor, sir, next time we're gonna get a bigger room than this, isn't it? And I'm sure it's going to be even bigger than what it is. Now, we have been introduced something called the Chinese protocol. Is the Chinese ambassador with us here? Is he still in the house? Yes, I assimilate very, very quickly. So today, we are going to follow the Chinese protocol, Prime Cabinet Secretary. And that will be done by Jeff Koinange. So as we wait now, please wait for that Chinese protocol. How do we do it? How do they do it? I'm sure that for that, some of us who have been there and who have not been there, hata kwa mtandao, you are going to learn something today, the Chinese protocol. So let's continue enjoying our food. There is enough food for everybody. Yes, because one of the pillars is about food security. So there is enough food. Asan sana. Choir, now you give us another number, surely, isn't it? As we now wait for Carlton. Where is Carlton? The theater of the absurd. Where are you? You are still absurding there, isn't it? So we are serving you now for the best, okay? So keep absurding, okay? Asante. Our media houses, thank you very much indeed for being with us here, walking this journey together. We will make it. Asante sana. Thank you. University Choir. sure this one is our children, okay? Remember those days playing a bigger drum than that. Let's put up. Please guys, give us one last number, but don't worry. Okay? Yeah, thank you. Let's count on. The people have started to prepare yourself now. Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Enterprise, Professor Margaret Hutchinson. Let's put our hands together for the Vice Chancellor. We recognize Mr. Brian Ouma, University Advancement. Let's put our hands together. We recognize the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs, Professor Enrique Kirubo. Please, let's put our hands together. Thank you very much indeed for gracing this occasion. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the Chancellor, sir, and our Prime Cabinet Secretary, I said the university is a home of talent. But as they prepare themselves, there's still enough food for those who want to master. Those who went for the OC, and I can see some corporates here, and you know who are doing the OC, the mini machines, eh? Now, we now have you can still master. There's enough food for everybody. We have enough food for everybody, so you can get a second, helping. May I now, let's put our hands together for the theater of the absent. Please, let's put our hands together.
And we are students from the University of Nairobi, performing to you today our spoken word on the Big Five agenda. Welcome.
Close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting for me, that I call mine. Through the dark and through the doors, through where no one else has been, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. We can live in a world that we desire. 'Cause every night I lay in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna meet.
My uni is a thought process, a grand design that really finds itself time and again. My uni is like a giant sequel. No matter how big it is, it never ceases to grow. The difference is, until we reach the sky, we have no limits. History states that we were once someone's idea, but after today, history will be written, or rather will rewrite itself about ideas that face back to new ideas. It's a growth process. The 5 may seem just but a number, but to us, 5 is our lucky number. Zig Ziglar says, you don't have to be great to start, you have to start to be great. And today, we choose to start with the 5. My uni is many things that can't be put in words or 5 sentences. So I made this literature piece just to give you a picture. This piece is a dream come true. This piece is a bird's eye view, a vision of a transformation. This piece is an agenda about the Big 5 agenda. It's not fiction, it's a petition to bring you close to our mission for that top position. This piece is a picture from our Chancellor's lenses. Take a keen look. You will see an industrial city planted on a fertile ground, where startups are the seeds and innovations are the roots. A city where ideas are like oxygen, which without we cannot breathe. A city where creativity is our chemistry, night and day, creating solutions to form solvents that solve problems in our society. This picture is about the Silicon Savannah with the right funding. we could actually pluck money from trees, and my mother's prayers would actually come through. This piece is a prayer answered. This piece is like a bird's eye view. This piece is an agenda about the Big Five agenda. Picture a land so pure and green. Picture our speeches no longer saying we want a greener future, but instead, how about a greener now, where the leaders of tomorrow have taken over now, equipped and empowered to heal the wounded heart. Picture this center for green jobs in our country, where it is full of Leonardo da Vinci's ready to paint our world green, and the word unemployment has lost its taste in the mouth of Kenyan youth. This is a picture from our Chancellor's lenses that one code at a time, we can establish a school of AI or out there. AI was not a guest, or maybe it was a guest that came to your home and built a nest inside your house. This is a picture from our Chancellor's lenses. It's like COVID-19. AI, if you don't use it normally, it will use us abnormally. My Chancellor says adapt or die. In this picture, our unit is harnessing the power of tech, leading Africa through the fourth industrial revolution. In this picture, irrespective of our tribe, we all speak the coding language. This is a picture from our Chancellor's lenses that tomorrow's leaders are nurtured, that all public, private, and even self-proclaimed leaders are fruits of our uni through the Kennedy School of Leadership. Governance will be our substance, and not of abuse, but of significance, that the next generation of Barack Obamas, Martin Luther Kings, and Nelson Mandela's will be fruits of our uni. In this picture, we won't have to carry placards or protest against corruption, nepotism, and equal rights, high taxes, because our leadership will bear stewardship. We shall be a free country, free citizens, and democracy will be our ruler. But we cannot be free when our country's health is entangled. Picture our med school, a healer amidst the storms of our country. With the UoN med school, medical research will be amplified, and the sounding echoes of health crisis will disappear. There will be no fear, because we have the expertise, the personnel, and you, our sphere. This is a picture from our Chancellor's lenses. Mr. Chancellor, sir, your coming is a redemption. A prophecy come true foretold by Kenya's ancestors in their vision. Our institution, the best ahead of the rest. You are like a tannery, and we, the climbing plant, sent to give us stability and growth. Just like planet Earth, you have championed us, and we shall champion your agenda. I wonder, you have a day job, but with 100+ occupations, from building world's largest biggest climate adaptation program to teaching in a lecture hall. To us, you're not just a leader, but a resource, a source, and of course, a cause of success. Just like the Big Five of the world, the Big Five are like the wonders of UoN. This is a picture from our Chancellor's lenses, but this picture needs a frame. And that frame is you sitting here today. Your partnership will make this family photo complete to be hung on the wall of excellence. So today, let us chart this course, the Big Five agenda. Make this agenda your agenda, and the world will be a better place than we found it, because we dare to dream.
The brightest colors fill my head, a million dreams are keeping me awake, and a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
Thank you so much.
And that is the UoN, a home of talents. Let's again put us together for that such a wonderful presentation. And what a nice way now to welcome to the stage to take us the next level of tonight. And we told you we're going to keep it simple and short. Jeff Koinange. Let's put us together for that. As I sign off, I am Bernard Juguna.
Thank you, Bernard. Round of applause for Bernard Juguna. Although, if you gave him 5 more minutes, he'll be greeting everybody in this room. goodness. It's good to see you all, folks. We'll keep it nice and short and sweet, like Bernard said. Prime Cabinet Secretary, and Bernard forgot, he's also the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. This man has a couple of dockets to sit on. Cabinet Secretaries, Ezekiel Mashogu and Moses Korea. Ambassadors, High Commissioners, Captains of Industry, Chancellor, University of Nairobi, my good friend, Professor Patrick Verkoooijen. You noticed nobody tried to pronounce his name? Did you notice? Is it just me? Or yeah, they can't. It took me like a month to get it. Patrick Verkoooijen. And you didn't even notice that Wanjira Mathai is sitting all the way in the back of the room. Professor Wangari Mathai's daughter, all the way in the back of the room. Very quietly. You know, she's not saying a thing. She's very quiet in the back. And she was telling me earlier on that this year is 20 years since her mother won that Nobel laureate. Can you imagine? 20 years. Incredible. On the other hand, Moses Korea, CS, who praises me one day on Twitter or X, and the next day abuses me without... Yeah, he walked in and he told me, by the way, contrary to popular opinion, I went to school. I went to the University of Nairobi. I tell you, you can't make this stuff up. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get right to it. There's this concept, this vision, this goal, this legacy called the Big Five. You've heard it probably on TV and on social media, but today you will hear it in person. And the reason why all of you are here, and it's fantastic to see you here on a Tuesday evening, it's very important, and it means a lot to us and to the University of Nairobi. So please help me welcome on stage the Chancellor of the University of Nairobi, Professor Patrick Verkoooijen.
The Big Five. Let me repeat. The Big Five. You all know, of course, about Africa's Big Five, envy of the world, all right here in Kenya. But now, in Nairobi, we're going to have a Big Five of our own. My name indeed is Patrick Verkoooijen, and I'm the Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. Your Excellencies, Prime Cabinet Secretary, what an honor. Cabinet Secretaries, thank you so much. Distinguished guests, Karibuni, Jambo. You may know that some months back, President Ruto asked me the great honor to head the university. And as Wangira knows, some of you may also know me from my other role in the University of Nairobi as distinguished chair of the Wangari Maathai Institute. So, as I said to Jeff in his show on Sunday night, I'm in this job as Chancellor for 100 days. I've listened and I've learned. I talk to faculty, they're here. I talk to business, to civil society, to government, but particularly to our main shareholders, to the students. Those of you who know me from my day job, from my paid day job, as President and CEO of the Global Center on Adaptation, you may wonder why I accepted to become the Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. And I think it's not a secret, if some of you have been reading the local news recently, that there are some internal kitchen issues within the University of Nairobi, which I'm very determined to resolve very quickly. But that's not why we're here today, because every outfit, small or large, has its own kitchen issues. What we're to talk about here tonight is how this incredible university, supporting not 10,000, not 20,000, not 30,000, 40 plus thousand students, how we can go to the next level. That is why President Ruto asked me to take on this job. Because, Honorable Prime Cabinet Secretary, as you have been saying across the globe in all your engagements, and thank you for that, the 21st century is Africa's. Why? The youngest continent, endowed with natural capital, the fastest growing, ready for takeoff. But ladies and gentlemen, it's my strong conviction that this potential can be captured, but only if we raise the level of ambition of higher education across the continent, including here in Kenya. And in my encounters with faculty, students, business, governments, civil society, international organizations, philanthropy we have here at the Gates Foundation, it is very clear the University of Nairobi is already the premier academic institution in the country. But there is no space for complacency. We know, of course, that many of you here in this room graduated from the University of Nairobi. You are the testimony of the greatness of the university, but we should step up the ambition. And this is my strong conviction. Let me deviate from my script. This is my personal frustration. Why is it that in the top universities on the African continent, number 1, 2, 3, 4, South Africa, 5, 6, 7, Egypt, 8, 9, 10, South Africa again, and then University of Nairobi, we can and we should be the number 1 on the continent. And why? Why? Because we have the best, we have what it takes, the best faculty, the best students, and a government in support of their journey. So, Jeff, I've been on your show now twice, and it has been quite, let me call it diplomatically, quite a journey. And I was very keen for you to moderate this event. Why? Because there is, you may not know this, but there is a kicker here. You're not just here for dinner tonight. You're here to work. I am here to work. But let me first address the white elephant in the room, as you called it, Jeff. Indeed, I am the first non-Kenyan, non-African Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. And I know some eyebrows has been raised on that matter alone. But I'm here to tell you, I'm fully committed as the Chancellor of the University of Nairobi to bring my global network to work behind the vision of the University of Nairobi. But having said that, we need you too. That's why you're here today. That's why we have a partnership forum tonight. So, Your Excellency, CS Education, CS Korea, we know, because you have been saying this consistently across your mandate, that the world is changing much faster than ever before. Climate change, global pandemics, inflation, the war in Ukraine, Palestine, AI revolution. And as Kristalina Georgieva, head of IMF, consistently says, we have to build in resilience in our interconnected systems. We must be prepared, and that's exactly where the University of Nairobi comes in. Because, Honorable Chair of Council, Vice Chancellor, Council members, senior management, the University of Nairobi wants to be the partner of choice in this journey. So indeed, I'm extremely delighted and excited, Jeff, to present to you the Big Five. These Big Five, that framework, these are 5 big, bold initiatives that will position the university on a global stage, where it should be, not just in Kenya, not just in Africa, but on a global stage. So, the Big Five. For those who watched Jeff's show on Sunday, I called number 1 Silicon Savannah. If you look outside, from outside, and you look into Kenya, and you look into Nairobi, there's something quite extraordinary. I'm sure the Deputy Ambassador from the US will agree. Nairobi is the startup capital in Africa, but it has so much untapped potential. Think about it. If we were to have Silicon Savannah, what does it mean? We need roots. We need to have a localized context where young entrepreneurs meet with funders, meet with venture capitalists in one location. But these young entrepreneurs also need wings, because we need finance to flow to these young entrepreneurs. We as University of Nairobi, we will establish a large innovation fund behind Silicon Savannah. Bold idea 1. Bold idea 2. It's quite incredible. I just said it to the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Again, from outside, it's quite incredible what's happening here in Kenya. You may not even appreciate it when you live here, or when you listen to this from home, you may not even recognize this, but Kenya is a global leader in the green industrialization. And that's a very smart move. Why? Because the jobs of the future are very different of the jobs of the last century in the fossil fuel industry. So Kenya is positioning itself as the green job catalyst, not just for Kenya, not just for Africa, but for the world. So we as University of Nairobi, we're going to launch the first Kenya Green Job Center. But what will it do on a Monday morning? It's one thing to establish a center, but what will it do on a Monday morning? What we want to do, and our takeaway from this conversation this evening, and that's what I want to hear from you gentlemen. What do you need as business leaders in terms of skill set in the green industrialization? Whether it's in infrastructure, in agriculture, your field, in forestry, in energy, what are the skill gaps you experience today which you cannot recruit tomorrow? We want to develop a curriculum on green jobs together with you, but at the same time, also here, there's no free ride. We want to do it together with business, but we want to have a common understanding and an agreement that when we develop and launch the Green Job Center, when this curriculum is there and students are doing this, you absorb them in well-paid, well-trained jobs in your sector. Number 2, green jobs. Number 3, we just heard about it. Artificial intelligence. Moses, CS, you're media savvy. Prime Cabinet Secretary, you're all over. But if I think about artificial intelligence, I think about numbers. Think about it. 2030, the world economy will add 15 trillion US dollars from the AI sector alone. 15 US dollars. 60%, 60% of all the top researchers on AI, where are they? In the United States. Making $250 billion from the private sector in America alone. Here in Kenya, here in Africa, we also have the beginning of an AI transformation. But again here, we want to bring that to the next level. Hence, we will set up a dedicated AI school to do exactly that, because we have, quite frankly, the best mathematicians in the university. We have in this room, in this country, the best entrepreneurial spirit. Combine it with Silicon Savannah and also the AI revolution will not be only Africa-led, Africa-owned, but ladies and gentlemen, Prime Cabinet Secretary, it's time for AI to come home to Africa, to Kenya. The fourth one, which is very close to my heart, leadership. All of you here in this room, you do not need to be convinced about the importance of leaders, of leadership, because that's what you do on a daily basis. And if you believe, and if I believe, and if we believe that the 21st century is for the taking here in Africa, leadership is key. And CS Korea, you already have Kenya School of Government. But what we are going to do at the University of Nairobi to establish a dedicated leadership institute. Why? To prepare the next generation of African leaders, government, civil society, international organization, business community. And as I said, we want to go, Honorable Prime Cabinet Secretary, we want to go to the top. There is no time to be modest, to be complacent, to be shy. We want to go to the top so we don't compare ourselves with our neighbors alone. We don't compare ourselves with African academic institutions alone. We want to be judged and compared by the top Ivy League institutions. So, to do that, this Leadership Institute will form a partnership with Harvard. Why? My own alma mater, the Harvard Kennedy School, I had very productive conversations with them in the last few weeks. And I said to him, listen, you have an Africa agenda as Harvard. And it may not be very clear cut how you get it landed in Africa. But we're ready to partner through this Leadership Institute with the Kennedy School of Government, that the Harvard community, the faculty comes to Nairobi, the curriculum comes to Nairobi, because it's an interesting fact. Dozens and dozens of rich young Africans go to Cambridge, Boston, Massachusetts, to Harvard, to MIT, to Columbia, to Stanford, and that's great. But if you live in Mukuru, or in Makwene, or in Kisumu, or in Mombasa, you also have ambitions for leadership, and you may not be able to pay to go to Boston, or to New York, or to Stanford, or to London, or to Paris. But you may be able to go to the University of Nairobi, to the Leadership Institute, and that's exactly what we're going to prepare. The fifth one, health. Kenya has made tremendous progress in the last years on all health indicators, right? Tremendous progress. And it's a clear testimony, not just to this administration, but to the previous administration and the previous administration. But it's also a testimony to the brilliant faculty of health sciences, which we have within the University of Nairobi. And we have the dean and some faculty members here with us. But think about it. Think about it. What if we double our lab capacities? What if we scale our research? What if we invest in clinical trials? What if we partner with leading institutions? That, ladies and gentlemen, these 5 interconnected initiatives is the big 5. We, students, faculty, partners, government, there is only one way, is to deliver. It's one thing to be standing here on stage, come with a great speech or a so-so speech, Jeff will tell me afterwards. But if we don't deliver, it's a 1 or a 0. we deliver or it is failure. So, back to the white elephant in the room. That is how I want to be judged. Delivery or no delivery on the big five. At scale, at speed. Now, to you, ladies and gentlemen. There is no way for the big five to take off without you. Because as the CS of Finance and Treasury will testify, we're living in a fiscally constrained world. The expectations that money falls from the sky from government to invest even more in public universities, that's not a reality in which we're living in the 21st century. So the resources, the partnership have to come from somewhere else if we want to lift. And that's where you come in. I count on all of you here, each one of you, to form a champions group around the big five. And as I said to you, Jeff, on Sunday night, Ban Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary of the United Nations, he's coming to Nairobi on September 20th as a champion of the big five. Kristalina Georgieva, head of the IMF, President Adesina, President of the African Development Bank, they're coming here on December 13 as champions behind the big five. But we need you to lift this agenda. So let me close with a few words specifically to the Honorable Prime Cabinet Secretary, our guest of honor, providing soon his keynote remarks. Sir, in your words, it's Africa's century. It's Kenya's moment. And when we deliver the big five, let us put our largest shareholder, our youth, front and center. Because as you said so many times, sir, your future belongs to them today. And only, sir, by equipping them is this university, this bright university, this country, this continent, unstoppable. Asante sana. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause for Professor Verkoooijen. You know, I feel so dumb this evening because this room is full of such professionals and academia. Professor this, doctor that, all this. I can't handle it. It's incredible. I mean, and the passion in this room. You guys are here. It's a Tuesday night. You could be doing other things, but you're here listening to this big five because you're passionate about it. Do you feel it? You feel it? There you go. All right, up next, folks, I'd like to introduce the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Ezekiel Mashogu, in the house, coming to say a few words. Buenos dias. Keep it short, buenos dias, sir. You're not announcing any KCSE results. You're not announcing KSE.
Yeah, thank you very much, my friend Chief. Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, my friend, Mr. Chancellor Sir, Mr. Patrick, my friend, the CS, Moses Kuria, the Chairman of University Council, the Principal Secretary is here present. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Good evening once again. Yeah, thank you very much, Your Excellency. You are aware that a few months ago, when His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, said there is one man known as Patrick, and they came up with that idea that
the man will be the best chancellor for the University of Nairobi. And indeed, after His Excellency the President appointed him as the Chancellor of Nairobi, we had an opportunity of engaging because I've had 4 meetings, including the meeting I also had, I think, yesterday. We had a lengthy meeting discussing on various issues pertaining to the University of Nairobi. I want to assure you one thing, but before I do so, allow me to thank this great man for organizing and conceiving this idea of having this dinner and inviting the core partners and the stakeholders in the side of education in this very, very important occasion. Because when he told me about the dinner, I did not even understand what he had in mind, but now it is very clear to each and every one of us what his thinking was all about. Your Excellency, the Kenya Kwanzaa administration, 1.5 years ago, His Excellency the President, in his wisdom, appointed the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform. And that particular team was appointed because there were a lot of challenges, right from basic, tertiary, all the way to university. And of course, what he had in mind, that they were to address the various challenges and come up with something sustainable for our country, because Kenya, our beloved country Kenya, the only resource we have that we can be proud of is the human resource. But again, that particular resource we have cannot be of any meaning unless we equip it properly with the kind of skills and the competencies required in order to compete in this 21st century. And Your Excellency, the kind of reforms that we are undertaking in the education sector, in each and every subsector, kind of conforms with what our brother and friend, the Chancellor, is coming up with. And I want to assure Kenyans that all is well, because one such area that was really affecting the education sector, particularly the university subsector, as you are aware, was funding. We had a system that was commonly known as a DUC, differentiated unity cost, that was not sustainable. And we came up with a new system now, the new funding model, which is based and determined by the level of need of each and every household, and also student-centered. And with that particular system, which the first cycle is over now, having admitted the first years, we had on the second cycle, which is coming up in September. I want to assure Kenyans that all is well. And today we had a meeting of our vice chancellors of all the 40 public universities in Kenya, with His Excellency the President, trying to analyze and assess the success of that particular system. And we had assured that in 2 years' time, we should be able to come out of the financial challenges that we were in, Your Excellency, and our universities are doing well. And there are so many other reforms we are undertaking because, ladies and gentlemen, you are aware that the world now is actually at the 4th industrial revolution. When we ask ourselves, last week, Your Excellency, you know, as chairman of the Commonwealth, I was chairing the Commonwealth group of ministers in London, the 56 countries, and after that, we had the World Education Forum, bringing together all the ministers of the world and top education leaders in the world. And one thing we were saying, as Africans, in this 4th industrial revolution, where are we? What was it that was done during the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd industrial revolution? When we talk of artificial intelligence, it's not artificial insemination, madam, it is. when we talk about that, when we talk about the postics, where are we? Because if we are going to be left behind in this, then you can see and you can imagine the kind of damage that African countries will have to face. So we welcome this great Kenyan. I always now call him a Kenyan because indeed he's so passionate, he's so committed in what he wants to do, and I have given him the assurance. And on behalf of all of you, Your Excellency, I've given him the assurance that as government, we are going to give him 100% support. I want, Your Excellency, I have discussed with you. You know my thoughts. The chairman of the council is here. The vice chairman. These two men are here. If they don't want to support the agenda of the Chancellor, this great man, Chairman, sasa ile mambo ambayo imekuwa huko na huko, ile imekusha. Sitakubali kama university ambaye is excellent the President of the Republic of Kenya, amesoma hapo first degree, second, up to PhD. My boss here, hapo. Mimi kama waziri wa elimu ambaye si kusapoti huyo jamii ni ya kumenyana. Wakitaka kumenyana wale mbali wafanye lakini si kwa university of Nairobi. Unaliunga mkono kwa hiyo? Ukiona mwanasiasa hapo wengine hapo university kazi yao ni kufunga. Your Excellency. Nafikiri utanipatia ruhusa. Nafikiri nimekuambia vile mambo iko. Sasa kwenda mbele kwa sababu watu hatuwezi kuruhusu kudharau. Watu wapite red line. Mimi kama nimekuwa appoint council member, sasa wewe unaenda kufanya mambo yako. Kwani unataka nini? Si wewe ufanye vile huyo anafanya jamii. Si tumuunge mkono. Sasa ukaje tuko na chairman umesikia. Unajua yangu nilisema hapana iko mbali Teresa huko. Vice Chancellor Teresa huko hapana iko mbali. So si hayo yametuleta hapa leo. Yale yametuleta ni makubwa na nafikiri good news. Universities, Vice Chancellors, we had a very nice meeting with His Excellency the President, and there is assurance that our young people coming to our universities and the Tibetan institutions, we have established what we call 5 bands, and Your Excellency, Kenyans are always very proactive, and they're going even ahead of us. Unafikiria mbele yetu, we established 5 bands, but we now have 6. There are Kenyans who say, yes, why do you want the government to pay for us in form of anything, even taking the loans? And we are able to pay. So we had 18,000 Kenyans who were able to pay school fees 100%. 7.4 billion were Kenya and moving forward. That is what we are encouraging Kenyans to do, such that it is only that, not only government, to undertake and carry the burden, but we share the cost. Otherwise, for those who come from families that are needy, for those who come from families that require government support, we also give assurance that no Kenyan child ambaye atapata nyumbani bila kupata masomo. Niko na PS hapa, my PS, Bibi Shinyangara, we introduce my PS wote kwa dakika chache moja, wasimamo wa introduce. Before I call my friend in a minute.
PS Elijah Mwangi is mining.
Yes.
PS Veronica Duva of performance consulting. And PS Susan Mangeni, the hustler, MSME.
Yes, thank you very much for coming, my friend, Judge Rosari. I know there are quite a number here. You can say a word, and then you do the rest. In a minute, please. Yes. Sure.
Prime Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Chancellor, sir, CSS, PSS, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm not too sure I saw here the judge. If there's a judge here, please stand up. As I suspected, there's none. Greetings from the Chief Justice who sent me here to present her. I'm very happy she chose me. I doubt anyone would have wanted to miss that speech. Number one. Number two, I have the position of lead judge in technology adoption in the judiciary. So all these things that we do, I'm waking up at 3 in the morning because the system downside. So the conversation around AI has hit my heart. Like when we were young and trying to get saved in church, because some preachers come and has hit your heart. Let me make a commitment, therefore, that on the AI conversation, please involve the judiciary. We have Africa's leader now with regard to uptake of technology, and we have delegations from across Africa coming to see what we are doing around technology. Working with the University of Nairobi, I am certain we shall get to go to much, much higher levels. Number two, the question of leadership and the center. Again, involve us in this. We in the judiciary are assumed to be characters who sit somewhere up there, issue judgments, sentence people to death. As if we are not leaders. We are leaders because we are a whole arm of government. If we don't get training into leadership in the judiciary, we shall have a whole arm left out there, led by people who themselves don't know where they're going. So if you can have a role and a part in the leadership center, I'm sure the judiciary of Kenya will continue leading even that area. And very lastly, as G34 stroke 5334 stroke 87, who entered the University of Nairobi on the 15th of July 1987 and left on the 29th of October 1990, I can speak with authority and say, we should be the leaders at every sector because we are the University of Nairobi. This afternoon, we hosted all the universities of Kenya, their deans and lecturers and students. And we committed to partner with them, and the Dean of the University of Nairobi is here, on moot courts, mentorship, and we as judges of the Supreme Court committed to have a lecture circuit starting this September across the country at every law school for the foreseeable future to encourage and mentor our young budding lawyers to one day aspire to be like Prof. Verkoooijen, or indeed myself. Good evening.
Nisikia kutoka mwenyewe, and Your Excellency, I can confirm, because last year in November I was taken for 2 weeks in that Harvard school where my friend went, and I can be able to confirm that it is a wonderful place. I don't mind again going back when it comes to Nairobi. So, Your Excellency, with your permission, sir, Vice Chancellor, can you introduce the other Vice Chancellors? And talk to me in a minute.
Thank you, CS, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Chancellor, the Chair of Council, and all distinguished members here. I think the only chance Vice Chancellor who is here is Daniel Mugendi, who is also the chair of the Vice Chancellor, Public Vice Chancellor. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I must invite for a minute or so the chair of council, Abeta Kwakerere. The secretary, now introduce one of you, the council members.
Prime Cabinet Secretary, Sali Mudavadi, yes, Honorable Cabinet Secretary is present. My job is to introduce council members, they are here. I'm just a chair, so I can't show the names alone. So, may I introduce council members? The first one is Joe Kide. He's a council member, prominent businessman. We have Carmen Narikaya, Dr. Carmen Narikaya, the CEO. We have Sally Roitich, also an academic. We have Karen Umwenga, a veteran NGO activist and also professional. There is one more this week. Ahmed, has he gone? I saw him around. He's gone. So, I don't say otherwise I'm making noise.
Finally, sir, my colleague, none other than Moses Korea, the CS Public Service.
Thank you, my brother, CEO, Chief Executive, Prime Cabinet Secretary, my good friend, Chancellor, Professor Patrick, Professor Kerma, and all the wonderful professors here, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm here today for 3 reasons. And I'll be very brief because if you want to see me very humble, Jeff, it's when I'm in front of professors. Because somebody told me at my level of education, if I want to be a professor, I have to go back to school for another 14 years. And luckily, because I'm also a very experienced person, Ezekiel Machogu has a new policy called recognition of prior learning. So for that policy, he has promised to make me a professor simply from that policy of prior learning. But I am here first of all as an alumni of this great university. Jeff is doubting whether I'm to school. I want to confirm to Jeff that I not only went to university, but I went to the university. So as Isaac has said, the president, I am doing that 3 through 1310 to 19. The name on the School of Business in Eastern Central Africa. And I'm very proud. I might also say that I was a student leader in this university, and a very problematic one. I remember one time in 1992, I led students to some place in Nyandarua because we were told that some people who are doing something called ethnic clashes had come over there to Nyandarua. And then in our own simple, stupid, idealistic beliefs, I put students in one matatu, and we went to stop those people who are fighting. And then President Moi heard about it, so he sent the then DC for Nyandarua to arrest us and put us in. And as fate would have it, with the DC, he looked at us, he wondered, who are these people who want to fight? We were so thin and emaciated. And he ordered that we be given bread and soda and milk, and we were sent back to the university. And that's how, I was able to complete my studies. That gentleman is standing on my left. He's now my colleague, the CS for education. So if he would have jailed me as more wanted, I would not be sitting here, standing here today as a campus secretary for public service. So I'm very, very proud, Professor and Chair and Chancellor of this university, and I'm very proud to be associated with this great institution. Second thing, I'm here because I associated with the big five. I remember when the president appointed Professor Patrick, because we were working together on other initiatives. And there was a lot of some problems. Government has some bureaucracies. I remember I was out of the country and I talked to my brother Machogu here and I told him, look, we can't allow bureaucracy to stand in the way of this great appointment. And I talked to Professor that morning and he was on the verge of giving up. I was also on the verge of giving up because some people wanted a Kenyan appointed for this position. And I was so determined. So I told him, just give me 5 minutes. So I picked the phone, I called the president, and I told the president, I'm giving you 2 checkboxes in view of what is happening. Do you want a villager to villagerize the University of Nairobi? Or do you want a global person to globalize the University of Nairobi? And the president told me there is no way you can go back to the village. And that is how this gentleman was appointed finally. So this journey to globalize this university, it would have come at a better time. Be it on health matters, innovation, AI, leadership, climate. These are topics which are very timely now. And Professor, I want, on behalf of the President and the government, everybody, to say that we are going to work with you and we are going to support you in every way. Realize your dream of making this university a great university. And that dream of making it #1 in Africa is very, very, very realistic. Finally, I am here because to support this dream, my ministry is collaborating with the University of Nairobi in several ways. As Professor has mentioned, we are going to do a training of the Kenya School of Government, which under me, with the University of Nairobi, specifically on 2 areas. One is on the Leadership Institute, because we want the government part of that Leadership Institute to come from the Kenya School of Government, and we're going to break that barrier to ensure that we work together. The other major area that we want to support this initiative is on the green jobs. My ministry is also responsible for the Huduma Kenya service, which is very popular. Last year, we served 13 million Kenyans through the Huduma centers, 52 of them. And now, we just acquired private partnerships to enable us to scale up the Huduma centers. One of the areas we're scaling up is, I've discussed with my brother here, that we want to set up business process outsourcing centers, BPOs, and call centers in all the public universities, starting from the University of Nairobi. What this will do is that because we're going to work on offshore jobs, on green jobs, students working who are in the University of Nairobi can now be able to work on our call centers, on our work study, and part of their salaries will be deducted to pay for their fees in support of the new financing scheme that Professor Machogu put in place. Professor, because primarily Professor Machogu. So, Professor Patrick, Chancellor, I want to really say that through these 2 initiatives, we are going to work hand in hand on clean jobs, on the issue of leadership, because these people must be a reality. As you may be aware or not aware, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Patrick is also the CEO of the Global Center of Adaptation. And the Global Center of Adaptation They have got a wonderful headquarters in Rotterdam, in the Netherlands. Now, we are taking the Prime Cabinet Secretary, my boss who is here, and I are taking a paper to Cabinet to host the second headquarters for the Global Center on Representation here in the world. And I'm very, very proud of that development, because the Kenya School of Government is going to transform itself to an African School of Government. We already have MOUs with 23 African countries. And the head of AU, Lebanon, was here. We are in discussion of how we are going within the next 3 years to convert the Kenya School of Government to the African School of Government. And that was going to be very good for the University of Nairobi through this collaboration as we move together. So ladies and gentlemen, let me say that we have a chance. We have an opportunity to make history. We have an opportunity to do things different from how they have been done. Let us all today strive to make this place. We cannot have the University of Nairobi the way it was when we were there. We have an opportunity now to work together, make a difference, and to really change humanity. Chancellor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me now request each and every one of us to be outstanding as we welcome the Prime Cabinet Secretary to be able to make his remarks. Tafadhali tumkaribisha na makofi.
Professor Verkoooijen, the Cabinet Secretary of Ministry of Education, Ezekiel Machuku, my friend Honorable Moses Kuria, the Chairman of the Council, Professor Verkoooijen, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Stephen Kiama, Deputy Vice Chancellors, distinguished Council members, faculty members and heads of departments, members of the university community, the Judge of the Supreme Court, the Naola, diplomats who are here, Your Excellencies, our dear students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I will be a bit formal so that this goes on record. It is a great honor to be here tonight at this Chancellor's dinner, hosted by Professor Patrick Verkoooijen. Let me just pause there and emphasize one or two things. A few days ago, we were with President Ruto in Atlanta, and we had the chance to go to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. And one of the things that came up was that the head of the institution was trying to pronounce my name. And there was a serious problem. Just the way his name gives us problems. And they ended up saying something like Mudadadi. So I realized the only way I could get out of it was to say, thank God, it was not a new disease. Because then it would have spread. What is this new disease that the CDC has discovered? But on a more serious note, as you are talking about being the chair of the Mathai Foundation, and the daughter is still there, something touched me, because when we went for the African Union Summit earlier this year in Addis Ababa, prominent Africans, previously and others. Then I was told, now you see this section here. This section was designated by the African Union as a corner for the statue of Wangari Maathai. It was empty. There's no statue. There's no bronze statue. On the spot designated by the African Union for Wangari Maathai. I think my statement speaks volumes. Let's think about it. So I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Chancellor Verkoooijen for inviting me to be part of this special event to celebrate the unveiling of the Big Five transformational initiatives that will propel the University of Nairobi to a fit-for-purpose, sustainable and resilient future. This demonstrates how the university is keeping tabs with the government and the international community, particularly on sustainability interventions geared towards building institutional resilience. It further reinforces the education reforms that His Excellency President William Ruto envisaged when he appointed the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform in September 2022. I am also pleased to take advantage of this opportunity to return to my beloved alma mater. Yes, I am extremely proud to be an alumnus of the university. I take pride in the fact that this university has produced 35% of the top 1,000 scientists in Kenya, according to the AD Scientific Index report. Furthermore, the Center for the World University Rankings places the University of Nairobi among the world's top 2,000 universities. It is also placed in many rankings among the top 20 African universities. The university is also a member of the African Research Universities Alliance, ARUA, which recently launched an ambitious initiative of nurturing 1,000 doctoral degrees per year for the next 10 years. The vision of this consortium is to make African researchers and their institutions globally competitive while contributing to the generation of knowledge for Africa's socio-economic transformation. These statistics serve to exemplify our national commitment to education and informs our collective efforts towards making Kenya the top academic destination in the continent for the benefit of our children and grandchildren. This will ensure that a Kenyan graduate is competitive anywhere in the world. They also demonstrate how the University of Nairobi leads as a beacon of knowledge and innovation, nurturing generations of leaders and professionals who have made a mark in shaping the development and future of our nation, our region, and the world at large. I am pleased to note that the Chancellor's transformative agenda includes strategic initiatives to show up innovation, equip young people to lead the green transition, and harness the power of artificial intelligence. It will also help to bridge the gap between the academia and industry to accelerate the growth of emerging sectors in line with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This is a bold vision for the future and commitment to excellence that will define the university's trajectory for years to come. These initiatives come at a momentous time in the history of our country. Kenya has earned its place in the global arena for being an attractive regional hub for for foreign direct investments. The key drivers of these FDI flows include the emerging opportunities in many sectors, including financial services, technology, and education. Foreign relations and diplomacy, which are under my jurisdiction, are playing a more significant role than ever before in emerging regional and global issues, including trade and investment, security, and climate change mitigation. I've just returned from the United States, where I accompanied His Excellency President William Ruto to a historic state visit hosted by President Joe Biden. The President engaged constructively with his host, government officials, the U.S. private sector. He was able to strike deals worth $36.15 million US, or equivalent to 4.7 million, for basic and higher education sector programs. Focusing on the education sector. And one of the issues that came up here was that there's strong reliance and emphasis on STEM, which is what you've been pushing for. It's all part of the AI to try and strengthen our capacity there. I am delighted to note that the University of Nairobi is one of our institutions of higher learning that will benefit from this activity. This will certainly buttress the Chancellor's agenda and spring this institution to the pinnacle of innovation and entrepreneurship. I envisage a university that will nurture the entrepreneurial spirit among our students and faculty. Further, it will incubate groundbreaking ideas that will transform industries, drive economic growth, and contribute to social transformation. Professor Verkoooijen has assured me that he will work with the university administration to draw on our existing faculty talent and attract further top talent from around the world to study and conduct research at the University of Nairobi. We expect that the university will bring together the brightest minds from diverse backgrounds who will enrich our academic environment and enhance Kenya's competitiveness in higher education and research. I encourage the university to lead the charge in equipping students with the knowledge and skills necessary to navigate the complexities of international relations by fostering a deep understanding of global issues and encouraging active participation in international dialogue. We can prepare our youth to be effective ambassadors of Kenya. Such training and mentoring will contribute meaningfully to the advancement of our nation on the world stage. Our expectations are particularly high about the future role of the University of Nairobi in developing expanded research partnerships with other leading international institutions. Such strategic collaboration will enhance its research capabilities, access cutting-edge resources, and foster collaboration on groundbreaking research projects that address national, regional, and global challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, at the heart of our continent's development is leadership. I'm also confident that we can look at the university as an institution that will continue to contribute to the next generation of African leaders. Our students need to be equipped with the skills, knowledge, and mindset needed to lead with integrity, vision, and impact. With the Big Five initiatives, this institution will be well placed to nurture ethical leadership and empower individuals to drive positive change in their communities and beyond. Looking ahead, university university leaders and faculty bear the profound responsibility of nurturing the next generation of visionaries and trailblazers. It is not enough to impart academic knowledge. We must also cultivate leadership skills that will empower our students to lead with integrity and a sense of purpose. All our academic institutions must be breeding grounds for individuals who are not only academically proficient, but also equipped to navigate the complexities of our rapidly evolving world. It is my hope that the Chancellor's bold new initiatives will inspire and empower the entire university community to reach new heights of achievements, setting a new standard of excellence that will be recognized and celebrated on the global stage. In particular, I challenge the University of Nairobi to mold champions of our national interests and global ambassadors who will ensure that Kenya's voice is strong and influential in the international arena. I may just pause here to say that one of the things I'll also be reaching out to you and to the academia is that we have never quite documented Kenya's foreign policy appropriately. We've had bits and pieces, attempts, and then it remains as it is. It is our desire and our commitment that as we celebrate 60 years of independence from 1964, this is the 60th year, we want to be able to present to Parliament policy and indeed have a session of it on Kenya's foreign policy. We will want to engage because we want to break away from having a foreign policy that belongs to the executive and to have a foreign policy that belongs to the Republic of Kenya. So we shall be seeking your support, your input, your advice, your criticism until we arrive at what we can collectively say this is Kenya's foreign policy position on the foreign issues. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya's prosperity hinges on a collective effort where the pursuit of knowledge and academic excellence is intertwined with a commitment to national service. We must encourage our students to use their skills and knowledge to address the challenges facing our society, to innovate solutions that benefit Kenyans, and to lead initiatives that drive sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude my remarks by extending my warm congratulations to Chancellor Verkoooijen and the entire University of Nairobi community on the unveiling of the Big Five initiatives. The transformative impact of these initiatives should inspire other universities to strive for academic excellence and make a greater contribution to share prosperity for all Kenyans. Together, let us forge a legacy of innovation and unwavering dedication to the national interest. Let us ensure that the University of Nairobi not only shines as a beacon of knowledge and excellence, but also stands as a testament to our collective resolve to uplift our nation. May the spirit of unity and progress guide us towards a brighter, more prosperous future for Kenya and beyond. As I step off the podium, I don't think think I'll be wrong in reminding Kenyans that since independence, this is the first time we are having a president from the university. It is just right under our noses, but we don't realize. Because all our other presidents have not been from the university. Am I right? So, then there's every reason why he was very categorical about what he said. It is important that we globalize this institution. We broaden our horizons. We nurture the right kind of leadership. Let us migrate from being parochial as a nation, as a people. Let us engage in real discourse. The last general election we had in 2022 was a landmark election because it brought about the kind of integration in terms of the political divide that we never, ever conceptualized. Kenyans were on both sides of the divide. People who found it easy to go to the booth and vote on ethnic lines found it extremely difficult this time round because they were voting from a completely different perspective. It is a milestone. It is an opportunity. It is a moment for us to really transform this country. Let's seize this opportunity. Let us not go backwards. Let us go forwards. Let us make our engagements that are issue-based so that we persuade each other on issues and not the difficulty of pronouncing my name or matrix. You notice I've chosen the easier part. Let us really be patriotic as we move ahead. So thank you all. Asante. Let's have another round of applause for Prime Cabinet Secretary. Messiah, what day did you? You guys want to do a vote here, right? By the way, on the street, you know, it's yes, my GPT. You know this, right? Cool guy. Short and sweet speech. Like the guy before him. Wanted to call everybody in this room to speak and announce KCSE results. You guys are great audience. Thanks so much. Look, we're going to have a beautiful interlude right now, but because of time and Prime Cabinet Secretary has just come back from Atlanta, he's got a bit of jet lag. He noticed his American accent a little bit, right? He's like, Atlanta, did you hear it? Atlanta, United States of America. Deputy Ambassador is approving the United States. Because you guys have been here. Just quickly go around the room, just a couple, 2-3 people to ask them what they think of this initiative, this goal, this legacy, this dream. We're going to start with the Africa Director of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Paula Basinga. Paula, what are you up to? Just a couple of words of what you think. And then we can go around the room and then I'll let you guys go. But nobody stands up until I say so.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Very difficult to follow. Great speeches. Maybe I can come here, not to stand on the Chancellor's podium, but thank you very much, Chancellor, for having me here. I am Bolan Basinga, Asante Sana, to be in Kenya, so I'm the African Director for the Gates Foundation. All protocol observed. Excellency, thank you so much for welcoming us here in Kenya. Our CEO, Matsusman, and Mr. Biget himself, when he was here, discussed with the President the opportunity to open an office here, and the government has been amazing in terms of really speeding up the process. Everything has been in place. We are now in office, we have an office now. The 3 staff here will be expanding our presence here, so thank you so much. Now, just a few words to say, we are behind the Big Five. And I'm saying this mainly on behalf of the young student who was singing here. I grew up in DRC. I can speak Lingala. This. And they sang the East African anthem, really represent Kenya in this region. And at the same time, they sang the University of Nairobi anthem, which was really powerful. It was my first time to hear it. I think everyone should really listen to it. You know, that the University of Nairobi is the pinnacle of excellence for knowledge, to serve the people of Kenya, but also to serve all mankind. So we at the Gates Foundation, we support health, agriculture development, financial inclusion in Africa and around the world. And you've chosen the right chancellor. We work with Patrick in his other capacity, and you could see him globally talking about his university. It's infectious. It's bringing the whole world here. So thank you very much, Chancellor. And here, we continue to support the University of Nairobi just because it's the right thing to do. Because they're supporting the government of Kenya to do something that we strongly believe in, to use data for evidence. Because as we know, we cannot solve most of the problems that we have without using evidence. And we've been working with University of Nairobi, the Center for Modeling, Epidemiology Modeling Analysis. They've been doing an amazing job. We've made a grant of $5 million US. We are continuing discussion with them to expand that support in the long term so that we can really continue. I remember Vice Chancellor, he hosted Mr. Bill Gates at the university. He went back, he said there is talent in Kenya. So we continue to support that. This is, the Big Five number. Big Five, the number 5 one. But also we will be expanding the connection to other part of the Gates Foundation and other philanthropies for them to know that there is talent here. Now let me switch a little bit in Swahili and say something. I think the Permanent Secretary of Education will say something very powerful. I used to work at the university before I joined the Gates Foundation 12 years ago. I was the Dean of the School of Public Health in Rwanda. The big challenge that your talented people have is the bureaucracy in the university, the hierarchy in the university, because we at the Gates Foundation or any other philanthropies, it's very difficult to give unrestricted grants. We want universities to apply for grants. Most of the time, what want to take a grant in UoN, the young people, they spend night at the university, they write grants, but when the money comes at the university, it's stuck in the process. The chancellor, the vice chancellor, the professor, 5, 10 PIs. I've been with the foundation for 12 years. I've been trying my best to send money to universities in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Kenya, in Rwanda. I sit on the board of the University of Montana Equity. The chancellor is Argentine. And we've been able to streamline the process, to move things quickly, because for the Big Five to move, you actually need to access funding. And you have a master's in grant writing here. You need to make sure that when investors put money in the University of Nairobi, they know that it will go quickly. But if the process starts being slow, the report is not coming, etc., this is why we give the money to implementing partners, we look for a fiduciary partner that will manage, and then when the money goes to a fiduciary partner, they take a direct cost, instead of the direct cost coming to the university. I think Chancellor amesema na Swahili vizuri sana. Sisi hapa tuko, my Swahili is broken, but I'll do my best. tunaomba kufanya vyote kabisa franga ingie hapa Afrika, tena tuitumikishe vizuri, hapana kukolekesha franga kisha viende mbele. Kama haiko hivi, wale watu watapitishwa kwa watu wengine franga inaenda. So that's my advice as an African, as a Kenyan.
Well, by saying that, ladies and gentlemen, African Director of the Melinda Gates Foundation once more. Round of applause. Professor you, Professor Verkoooijen, you're the student, that's what you're doing. Sorry, yeah.
The only thing I understood, money is coming from James.
Is Nadas Thomas here? Is she here? Nadas? Okay. What about Winnie Karana? Winnie, are you here? Winnie. Okay. Wambuishe, Director Agri-Food and Climate at the MasterCard Foundation. Are you here? Yeah, there you are. Microphone to the next real quick.
Thanks, Jeff. And just to start, Jeff and I were former colleagues many years ago when I started my work life in Kenya, working both in Reuters and Nairobi, as well as in Japan.
Oh, I remember you.
Yeah.
You're the one.
Yes, I am the one.
It's gracious. What happened to me?
Yeah, so this is a bit of a surprise, but very happy to be here and very happy to actually hear about the Big Five agenda for the University of Nairobi. I think it's a great dream. So my name is Verkoooijen, as you heard, and I'm Director for Agri-Food Systems and Climate at the MasterCard Foundation. I'm based in Nairobi. So the MasterCard Foundation is also one of the world's largest foundations, very similar to the Melinda Gates Foundation. And our goal, about 5 years ago now, in 2018, 2019, we transitioned our work, a lot of it, from Canada to Africa. And the reason we did that was to make sure that we focus on what we consider as Africa's greatest challenge, but also, as Patrick said, Africa's greatest opportunity. And that is to help support and solve for the youth unemployment challenge on the continent. And how we do that is we've set ourselves a really big and ambitious and audacious goal of enabling 30 million dignified and fulfilling work opportunities for young Africans on the continent, 70% of whom must be women. We have a strong partnership with many universities across the continent, including the University of Nairobi, through our programs with Blue Forum, which is a forum for agricultural universities across the continent, and we recently announced a partnership to produce 1,000 PhDs in Africa every single year. But we don't just stop there. So most recently, when we were looking at how do we solve for what are the best pathways to work actually on the continent, because this is a question that every government is asking itself. This is a question everyone who's working on this continent is asking. And we found two pathways through our reviews recently. The first is entrepreneurship development is a major pathway, because you come out of school, you do not have a job. Most likely you will end up employing yourself or figuring out a way to become self-employed. And by the way, most young people do not just have one job. They have hustles, very many. And the way they define dignified and fulfilling is we let them define dignified and fulfilling. The other pathway is workforce development. And so we have to prepare young people to be able to take up opportunities. And when we were talking about the green jobs and the green economy, that was like music to our ears. Because the future of Africa is green. We have the natural capital, we have the talent. We must equip our young people to seize opportunities in the green economy. So our priorities as a foundation for work are really aligned with what you have unveiled as the University of Nairobi, and we look forward to supporting you. We're working on digital economy, entrepreneurship development, health and education, green economy, which is now really a really huge focus for us, as well as workforce development. So all the best, and we look forward to working together.
Thank you, Aboy. Appreciate that. Can't believe that you went all the way to the top and was still here. You know, a couple of weeks ago, I had an interview with U.S. Ambassador Meg Wigman, which many of you watched. I'm sure you did. Thousands of views, but maybe not in this room. And she was great. She was talking about the upcoming trip with the president and his team, and Kenya moving forward. 60 years of partnership with America, fantastic. Representing her today here in the room is the Deputy Ambassador to the United States. Please welcome Mark Dillard. Please say a couple words about
Good evening. So we have talked a little bit about the visit, and His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary was there last week. And as I listened to the presentation about the Big Five tonight, I couldn't help but think about the visit, because as we planned that visit, as we thought about it, as Jeff has just said, we were trying to commemorate 60 years of partnership, but also think about the next 60 years of partnership. So what were some of the themes that we built that visit around? What I heard tonight, I heard about entrepreneurship. We made a lot of announcements about supporting entrepreneurship and about the tech center in Kenya. I heard the Big Five about green jobs. We did a lot of work to support the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative in terms of our deliverables. I heard about AI. We welcomed news from Microsoft and G42 for a new data center, a data center to be built here that is going to power AI, the computational power that we need for AI as we develop. I heard about leadership. We announced the Kennedy and Boya scholarships, harkening back to the Kennedy airlift, the difference that kind of education made to leadership in both the United States and Kenya. We tried to nod to that along with the framework agreement that His Excellency talked about in terms of STEM education. So that leadership piece. And in health, we of course had a session at the Centers for Disease Control that the Prime Cabinet Secretary discussed. Hopefully beyond his name, we talked about research initiatives between Cameroon and the US CDC, but also we talked about medical manufacturing and the support that USAID has made for medical manufacturing for the future of Kenya. So what I heard tonight was that great minds think alike.
U.S. Deputy Ambassador, they call it the DCM, Mark Dillard. I still apply for that visa, I mean, maybe we'll ask Masala what day to day. Folks, we just about come to the end of our program for today. You guys have been fantastic audience this evening. Thank you so much for all your patience, for your time. I was supposed to conclude this program by 10 o'clock. It is 10:05. I am on time. If it wasn't for Ezekiel Mashoko, if you gave him another hour, he'd still be saying, Casey and she Right, folks, just to conclude this, I'd like to ask my good friend, Professor Patrick Verkoooijen, to come and give some concluding and thank you remarks and votes of thanks. A coffee bucket of that.
Thank you, Jeff. I just during all these speeches, I received a WhatsApp from my daughter from the Netherlands in Amsterdam, 16 years old, because this is broadcasted globally, of course. And she wrote to me, she said, this guy who just spoke before you, great voice. Would you agree? So thanks so much, Jeff, for taking the effort of moderating not only this evening, but also bringing this agenda to Kenya as a whole, to the continent as a whole. Super important that media is here today. They don't only report on the noise, on the kitchen issues, the big picture, because we moved forward as University of Nairobi. Thank you so much, Prime Cabinet Secretary, for your strong leadership with your colleagues here on lifting the university, lifting this country, lifting this continent, and rallying support behind the Big Five. Because we need the government behind it. Because if you go indeed to the US on a state visit, or next week your president to Korea on a state visit, we need these bilateral leadership engagements coming behind this higher education agenda. And thank you so much, Prime Minister, Prime Cabinet Secretary, for your strong support. I was thinking, Wangira, about that bronze statue, which is not there. And I think the time has come that we as Kenya, we don't say no to things anymore. We take things which we deserve. So that bronze statue has to come, and has come to very soon in Alice indeed. So thank you. On behalf of Bill and Melinda and the Gates Foundation and the MasterCard Foundation to come behind this Big Five agenda, because we do need philanthropy to come in on this agenda indeed. And thank you also, Pauline, to be so frank to outline how complicated it might be internally within universities to get money flowing. We are committed to open our house, to be extremely critical to make this happen. So I'm enlisting you now, Pauline, and your MasterCard colleague, to lead the Champions Group of Philanthropies around the Big Five, to come back in the next couple of months, on September 20th, when Ban Ki-moon is here at the University of Nairobi, and you report back. Our report card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Commitments are A, B, C, and then we rally the philanthropical world behind the Big Five, indeed. Thank you, Moses Korea, for your strong commitment of bringing the Kennedy School of Government in a sort of tripartite behind the Leadership Institute. Thank you, Supreme Court Judge. Judiciary needs to be aligned with the Leadership Institute. We're in, we're game, and we enlist you as champion as well. Given that this evening is broadcasted, means we're all on the record. I'm on the record, you're on the record. We have your names, we have your numbers, we have your email addresses. We will chase you as of tomorrow morning. I specifically also want to acknowledge Toivo. Toivo, where are you? Toivo here of the Boston Consulting Group. You may think Boston Consulting Group is very expensive to support the Big Five. No, they're doing this on a pro bono basis. I want to thank them for doing that. I also want to thank Matthew McKinnon, who has been with me for 2 decades, all the great ideas, all the things. I take credit, he conceptualized them. So thank you. We continue to thank also the university staff, faculty, students who brought this partnership forum together. Thank you, Bernhard, for your kind words. This is a journey. It has a beginning, it has an end, and there are steps in between. I'm not a pessimist. I'm also not an optimist. I'm extremely determined to make this work and to be able to report back quarter by quarter by quarter on progress to you, Honorable Cabinet Prime Secretary, to you, CS Education, and indeed to President Ruto, where we are on the Big Five. Failure is not an option. Thank you so much.
Indeed, failure is not an option. I like that. Thank you very much. And thank you all very much for being a part of this amazing evening. We're going to remember this night for a long time to come. You guys were all a part of it, and we're all in this together. Like they say, all hands on deck. That's the bottom line. Thank you very much. Now, on to the wonderful University of Nairobi band and choir. They call themselves the Favorites or something like that. Yeah, go on. Give us a little song as we take our leave at our own leisure. Oh, by the way, drinks are from Professor Verkoooijen. So, when you're ordering, Verkoooijen. Go on, guys. What you got?